Composting is easy so long as you have the right materials and equipment necessary, but did you know that even the worms are your best friends in this process? Vermicomposting, or some people call it vermiculture, is essentially the process of composting with the use of worms and their castings, which is a worm's byproduct. An easy and fun way to compost for your garden or house plants. Vermicomposting can be done both indoors or out and requires very little space. Red worms, or red wiggler worms, which are different from earthworms, are the best worms to use for your composting process. You want to stay away from using earthworms because they weren't made to be composting worms. Red worms will take your food scraps, eat and digest them, making worm castings full of nutrients for your soil. Earthworms, on the other hand, are burrowing worms. They'll aerate the soil and take everything on the surface down with it. Therefore, they'll be absolutely useless for what you want to do, which is compost. In order to have a successful vermicomposting experience, always remember to feed your worms. Worms need food too, and they love food scraps. Another reason why vermicomposting is so easy. Readily available, food scraps like wilted vegetables, fruit rind, bread and coffee grounds are great sources of food for your worms. Just be sure to never ever add scraps like meats, fats, oils, or dairy products, because the worms will not be able to eat and digest these items properly. Additionally, they smell bad and attract rodents and other animals to your compost bin or heap. Be sure to bury your scraps in the dirt about a few inches below the surface. This will keep the annoying fruit flies away, not to mention leaving some wiggle room for your little worms. It's always a good idea to bury your food scraps in different areas of your worm bin so that the worms don't get too used to convening in the same spot, and so that all areas of the bin receives its fair share amount of worm castings. Besides what they do for plants, earthworms soon serve as food for birds. Early in the spring, when the garden is filled with the chirruping of birds, it's the worms they are after, since there are no fruit or seeds to be had at that part of the year. If worms are put into a container where no light penetrates, they can be preserved alive for a fortnight, provided they have damp peat moss to sustain them. And for you fishing people, worms make good bait too.